These are the most unfair enemies in Elden Ring. Well, according to you. And in this video, I'm going to be taking control of them and using them to try and beat the game. The rules of this challenge are simple. If I die at any point during this video, then the enemy I'm playing as is permanently dead. Rule number 2, before I can beat the game, I need to collect the Great Rune from every demigod. Rule number 3, this video will not end until I've beaten the Elden Beast or run out of enemies to play as. Enjoy. Ayo, guess who's got that dog in him? It's me. I got that dog in him. A lot of you guys have a bone to pick with this enemy. I think I know why. The dog has got to be one of the fastest and most annoying enemies in every Souls game. But does he have what it takes to become Elden Lord? Let's find out. All right, so the goal here is simple. We need 7 Great Runes, and the easiest one is going to come from Godric. That means we need to go through Margit first, and I really want to fight him while playing as this enemy in particular. I need to make sure I don't die beforehand because this dog has a secret weapon that'll really help us out during that fight. I'll tell you a little bit more about that when we get to Stormveil, but first, let me ask you something. Have you played Raid? This video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends, a free-to-play game available on both PC and mobile, who's hosting a bunch of exciting events, including a spring hunt from April 15th to May 30th. If you've enjoyed my treasure hunt video, then you'll really love hunting for these hidden items in Teleria with the opportunity to win a gaming console or Amazon gift cards totaling up to $10,000. You can also win in-game loot like legendary champions or skill tomes. All you need to do is download Raid using the QR code on screen or head to springhunt.plarium.com and enter your Raid ID. They're also hosting multiple community weeks with in-game activities available for all players and a 14-day loyalty program which gives a free legendary chronicler named Alecto who can sleep enemies through block debuffs and even heal your lost HP. To unlock her, just log in for 7 days between April 11th and July 8th. If you're new and haven't started playing yet, Raid has prepared for you a huge starter pack with insane bonuses, including the epic champion Tayrail that you can claim by using the link below. You'll also get another starter pack after you reach level 25, which contains the epic Rector Droth, another must-have summon that you can add to your collection of champions. Honestly, I thought this game was a meme until I tried it out for myself, but my favorite thing so far has been all of the champions. After downloading the game, use the promo code SPRINGHUNT24 to get all of these rewards and more. You can find me in game using the name Moog Did Nothing Wrong. Join my amazing clan, and thanks again to Raid for sponsoring this video. All right, let's get dirty for this 10-piece. We are right outside Stormveil Castle. We managed to get here without any casualties in our eyes or on Margit. This fight is not going to be easy because Shroomy here only has about 800 HP. That's what I've named him, Shroomy. But Margit has like 4,000. Despite the odds though, there is a reason why we're playing as this dog in particular, and it's because he has Scarlet Rot. Yes, Scarlet Rot is what's gonna get us through this because Margit is one of many bosses that is actually vulnerable to it. So in theory, if we can manage to rot him and then run away for the rest of the fight, we should be able to do this. I'm feeling pretty good about this. I actually think if everything goes according to plan, we can actually... No, Shroomy! With Shroomy dead, that brings us down to 10 enemies. We lose the rest of these guys, then the run is over. Meet Raven. Raven is the key to getting through Stormveil Castle. You might recognize her from that one farming spot in Moog's Palace, or your nightmares. As fun as she is to play as, she is easily one of the worst enemies to fight in the entire game. Not only can she outrun Torrent, but her attack patterns are ridiculous. When the fight starts, I decide to go for a few pecks, which brings Margit down to about half HP. That's when he decides he's had enough. As it turns out, Raven's poise is extremely low, and this is a problem because Margit's hammer rips through poise. Fortunately though, Raven's wearing her Air Moog 11s, and we're able to jump over most of Margit's attacks. Towards the end of the fight, I accidentally use this stupid attack, but one more stomp puts the Omen King 6 feet under. Man, we are moving expeditiously. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Coming through. Just like a real run, I am going to be healing in between boss fights and whenever we get to a Grace. Otherwise, bro, this wouldn't be possible. Going into this fight, I was really worried about losing Raven, especially since Godric had no problem exploiting our biggest weakness. Uh-oh. All right, let's try this again. What? Godric had a field day breaking our poise, but after some shiesty hit and run tactics, I managed to bring him into phase 2. If you have ever fought this crow, then you know how annoying this attack can be, and Godric would definitely agree with you. When it comes to his flames, this particular crow is the only one who isn't weak to fire, and as a result, Raven's able to run circles around him. After getting hit by an axe swing, my HP gets dangerously low, but Raven is able to come out on top with one more stomp. Woo! Oh my god, that was so close. Hey, it's your boy AC, and the C is for Liurnia. Honestly, I'm vibing right now. I'm in a good mood. I did not think that we'd make it out of that Godric fight alive, but here we are. I haven't done a giveaway in forever, so comment below which enemies you think will be the most unfair. I'm gonna randomly give 3 different people an Elden Ring DLC code. The plan is now to grab the second Great Rune on our list. Raven shouldn't have too much trouble making it through Hogwarts. There is one thing that we need to look out for, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that when we get there. First, let's grab this key and try not to wake up the sleeping dragon. Wakey, wakey, hands off Snakey. Bro, my grandpa used to say that to wake us up in the morning for school. I may or may not be playing as one of these dragons in an upcoming video, so you should definitely subscribe because you don't want to miss that. The academy could go one of 2 ways. I don't know what to expect. My magic defense is terrible, but I'm also nightmare fuel. I really need to stop using this move. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of impressed with this bridge. This shit's hella sturdy. And there it is. Wasn't sure if we'd actually be able to make it onto this thing, but we did. Okay, one more jump. Nice. There's one more sketchy jump that we'll have to make a little bit later. Before we can do that though, there's a 4-legged obstacle standing in our way. Okay, I thought Raven would do way more damage than this. Despite being able to keep up with its speed, the Red Wolf's magic and poise damage are overwhelming. After carrying us through Stormvale and most of Liurnia, our fine feathered friend was for the birds. No! Introducing Grafted, your friendly neighborhood Scion. Grafted is pretty unfair. But does she have what it takes to become Elden Lord? Remember that sketchy jump I mentioned earlier? This is gonna be fun. I just wanna make sure we avoid the ball. Ouch. All right, the game plan is simple. Now that we're down to 9 enemies, we need to make sure we don't die to Renala. I really want to use Grafted versus Radahn. Her shield is gonna be insane versus the arrows. Of course, that means we'll have to make it to the Grand Lift first. I will never get used to how silly this looks. Just riding the elevator as an enemy. Renala, I've come to bargain. Oh my god, that's a 1-cycle Renala. I thought phase 2 would be a lot harder, but Grafted's jumps are insane. Combine that with the spin attack and Renala's low poise, and this fight is one of the easiest so far. What? Yo, this Grafted Scion's going crazy. I've made great progress on the first 2 runes. I need to continue that success while losing as few enemies as possible. I want to get to Altus Plateau without dying, activate the lift, and head back to Caelid for Radahn. There are a lot of things that could go wrong between now and then. First thing that comes to mind is the Draconic Tree Sentinel. All right, gonna head south of here to Fort Height and grab the first half of the medallion. Aw, are you trying to break in too? I absolutely love this jump. It is so convenient. Jeez, these guys hit kind of hard. Okay, got the first half of the medallion. Don't ask me how I'm gonna get down from here. Hello again, gonna hit this teleporter now and make our way to North Caelid. I believe this is the fastest way to Fort Ferrith. As long as we don't die to the Kindred or Grail on the bridge, then we should be fine. Why am I not gonna be surprised if that happens? Jesus! Bro, this feels like a crab migration. We are now in Fort Ferrith. Medallion secured. Okay. Right outside the Grand Lift, just gotta climb up these stairs and we've made it to the motherland. These elevators are so anachronistic. That was my word of the day. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Can I block this? I can't, look at this, look at these blocks. Oh! Not today, buddy. Oh, look at that block, that was clean. All right, let's go, Grafted. Blocked. Let's jump over that. And spin. He's gonna go into phase 2 soon. See if he can get a stagger. Oh, block that. Oh, shit. Oh! Let's back up. Let's back up. Block. Nice. One more. There it is. There it is. We are just outside of Red Main Castle, 9 enemies left, but I'm really not feeling good about this anymore. I've had a lot of time to reflect on this walk, and let's just say I was checking Grafty's stats again, and we're actually kind of on the squishier side. If we do manage to die, then I know exactly who we're tagging in next. Anachronistic. Okay, here we go. Oh God. I might need to call Lester. I might need to call Lester. Oh! Grafty's actually blocking them. Radon, your aim is trash, bro. Someone get this man some glasses. And just like that, Grafty was gone. Honestly, this one kind of hurt me. This one hurt. Eugene here is one of the most infamous enemies on the list. I didn't want to risk losing him or any stronger ones early on because we're definitely going to need him later, but Radon, you've left me no choice. Like shooting fish in a barrel. Is that offensive? Okay, that went a lot better than I expected. I knew Eugene would carry, but I didn't think he'd go that hard. Getting ready to go to the next boss. I want to storm the capital, but honestly, I think Eugene has what it takes to do the impossible. You'll see what I mean in the next clip. Volcano Manor, a lobster's worst nightmare. One wrong step, and we're seafood. We're here because we need to take out Rykard and secure his great rune. Before we can do that though, there's another boss we have to kill first. When you opened up YouTube today, did you think you'd be watching a lobster ride in an elevator? I don't know why I'm nervous. I'm gonna play as safe as possible, but please God, do not let this guy roll. We don't get iframes, so if he rolls, we're done. As he transitions into phase 2, my body slam connects and another ice beam breaks his stance completely before he can put us in any danger. Rykard though, is a completely different story. And it's safe to say that this boss fight is unlike anything you have ever seen. Without the ability to heal mid-fight, Rykard is an impossible task for most enemies. Fighting up close was not an option, so the Lobster's backwards leap was instrumental here. Whenever Rykard went for shockwaves, Eugene's unique ability to dig underground was extremely unfair, and I'm able to completely avoid any incoming damage as a result. Nice! There's the stance break. Let's go ahead and finish him off with a poke. There we go. Phase 2 on the other hand was not looking so good, and things took a turn for the worse when I mistimed 2 jumps. Oh shit, how did we get up here? I'm sorry, you have to watch this. You know, actually, I'm not sorry. Nope. You deserved it. When you opened up YouTube today, did you think you'd... After doing the impossible, I think it's safe to say that Eugene has earned himself a place in the Unfair Enemy Hall of Fame. Using our newly acquired Great Runes, we open up the gate and climb up the Petrified Dragon, which brings us to Godfrey's Arena, where Eugene's tenacity is truly put to the test. I lead with the left claw to try and get some damage in or an early stagger. We just can't compete with Godfrey's axe. One thing I never told you is that the Lobster has a massive weak spot on his belly, and any attacks that hit him here do 4 times as much damage. In less than 20 seconds, Eugene was sleeping with the fishes. Back for revenge, the next enemy in our unfair lineup is Black Knife Assassin Alecto. Not gonna lie, Alecto is some of the most fun I have ever had playing this game. Oh my god, he's just pancaking me. But the destined death prevails. Get clapped. Okay, Godfrey's dead. Now we just need to take out Morgato. It's Japanese for Morgot. This match made in heaven set the fires burning in hell. Not only is this fight gorgeous to look at, but it is very personal for Morgot as I literally killed his brother. As strong as we are, Morgot is no slouch either, and he has an attack in his arsenal that will completely eviscerate us if we manage to get hit by it. These swords are like Radon's Rain. I definitely cannot get hit by that. We won't get iframes, we'll die. As he transitions into phase 2, I hit him with a Destined Death, which brings him down to a third of his HP, and this final exchange was poetry in motion. Oh, yeah, and we can turn invisible. Welcome to phase 2 of our plan. Before we take on the fire giant, I'm gonna use Alecto to take out Nile and get the first half of the secret medallion. It's a little bit risky because our poise is so low and we could get ganked, but I'm just gonna use Destined Death and hope for the best. Okay, 7 enemies left. We're in the capital outskirts right now, heading towards the lift. This should take us to the Forbidden Lands. Did you know the assassin's footsteps are actually silent? I can sneak up on this militiaman. Finally, we're here. Honestly, I'm just gonna ignore a lot of these enemies. Except for you though. You gotta die. There are two hilarious interactions that happened in this fight. The first is the fact that Nile buffed me, which I guess is because I'm an enemy too. I'm not really sure. The second is the fact that Destined Death does nothing to these guys. Look, I guess daggers don't really do too well against shields, but this was really bad. I can't ignore these summons though, because they're gonna gank me otherwise, so I did my best to take them out first, but they absolutely refused to die. This was my honest reaction after losing Alecto. All right, it's time, let's do it.
Go, go, go.
This might seem like an odd pick, but hear me out. They can't hurt me if they can't hit me. Even with our goofy walking animation, this steely statue has solidified its spot on the list of many gaming journalists. I can definitely see why. Ooh, this gives us half of what we need for Melania. Second half of the medallion is ours. Wait, is he about to kill me? Wait. Introducing Leonard. Leonard the Runebear. After losing... Wait, I didn't even give the last one a name. Stony. Let's go with Stony. After losing Stony to a random encounter, I took my revenge on that giant hand and made my way into the boss arena. 3 seconds in, and we're already off to a good start. Aside from his speed and his bulk, there are two main reasons why I chose this Runebear. The first is his massive HP bar, and the second, I'll tell you if we make it through this fight. Ah, there it is. I'll probably time-lapse it, but the second reason why we picked Leonard is because his claws can bleed. Fire Giant down. Let's go set the world on fire. We are in Farum Azula, 5 great runes deep, and only 5 enemies left to play as. Now that we're here, we can kick off phase 3 of the plan. Malekith is the last big hurdle before Melania, and there is no way we'll be able to face him head-on with the enemies we have left. This means that we cannot afford to lose too many enemies to the Godskin duo, otherwise that will jeopardize the run. Oh my god, what the hell happened to this thing? Oh. Why do you look like that? I think I was editing. Oh, I was working on a dragon run and I tried to shrink the dragon and accidentally made this thing. Leonard is one of the scariest monsters on our list, and he has the potential to make it through the entire game. With this in mind, I tried to play it safe behind these pillars, but not even they could protect me from the Black Flame. Keep these pillars in mind though, as they will play a crucial role later on, just not in this fight. After smashing another pillar, I noticed that the noble's in phase 2, and this is not good. As big as he is, Leonard has to avoid this or he will certainly die. Just one hit managed to do 1400. After shifting targets, the duo manages to break my stance, and now the nerves are really setting in. In a desperate attempt to fight back, I start swinging for the fences and play right into their hands. Enter Lyn, one of the most hated enemies in the entire game. Between the invisibility, slaps, and poison, Lyn the Revenant has certainly earned her infamous reputation. The 100-hand slap is the perfect attack for enemies who are vulnerable to a stance break. Setting up poison on their respawn and going invisible is the very definition of unfair, and after a little bit of patience, the duo was finally defeated. The same strategy worked wonders versus the Beast Clergyman, but the true test would have to be against the Black Blade. Remember those pillars I mentioned earlier? This is where they come into play, serving as the plate upon which we served our cheese in this fight. Yes! Let's go. Gideon's up next, but I don't know. After that showcase, depending on if we survive or not, I might do something crazy. POV, you found a Revenant in your randomizer. Okay, at this point, you can probably tell what we're about to do next. Yeah, we're fighting Moog. I figure we might as well get him out of the way now since I'm expecting the Godfrey fight to be a little easier. I would hate to lose my remaining enemies fighting easier bosses and then have no one left for the hard ones, right? That's why the order I choose to play these enemies in is super important. Just gonna sneak right by you. This is oddly satisfying. All right, elevator up to Moog. Feeling pretty good about this. I think regardless of how it turns out, I'm gonna rank the Revenant really high. Oh shit. No, I think I'm gonna die here. Ah! This guy is so big I can't even see my screen.
What do you mean by that?
As menacing as this enemy looks, it is really hard to control. Its magic and grab attacks are really only effective versus player characters, and while we did hit kinda hard, we got hit even harder. Towards the end of this fight, I realized I made a huge mistake picking this enemy next, as these guys are extremely weak to fire. Anyone else addicted to content? Can't eat without a video, sleep without a video? Is my video that for you? My bad, did I just break your immersion? After that terrible performance, there was only one thing left to do. I had to use my trump card.
Come on, Birdie, you got this. You got this, little guy. Spread your wings and fly. Uh-oh, he got me. Oh, he's flying too! No!
I actually did not expect this bird to perform so well. He literally almost clutched it. That's 10 enemies though. We only have one more left. Let's see if he can do it. Known for ending randomizer runs, the Deathrite bird is one of the cheapest enemies on our team. This is the last bird you ever want to encounter in a playthrough. Luckily, all of them are optional. Between the magic, strike damage, death blight, and frostbite, Mohg had met his match, ironically to a differently colored flame. I'd expect nothing less from an enemy with death in his name. 6 bosses left. 6 bosses left. 1 Deathrite bird and a dream. Let's see if we can make it happen. Godfrey is an absolute menace. Although we did have the advantage in mobility, Godfrey's overwhelming strength made it very hard to keep up. I started to take way too much damage, and after flying away and getting some distance, I went for the only attack that could pull this off. Not even Horaloo stood a chance.
Goodbye, Horaloo.
Rodigan went just as well as you'd expect, with the Deathrite bird's Ghost Flame completely eviscerating him too. Elden Beast, on the other hand, was a completely different story, and he actually did put up a fight. Just kidding.
Yep, that's pretty unfair.
This enemy is completely broken, like, utterly. I still think Malenia could go either way if we're not careful, but yeah, we have a new number 1 here. Yeah, Loretta, I didn't think so. Malenia is infamous for her difficulty, but in all of the unfair enemy lists I reviewed, she was never at the top. I guess you guys finally got good. The Ghost Flame in this fight is extremely strong too, and the longer Malenia stands in the flames, the quicker her HP melts. Even her waterfowl couldn't hold a candle to our flame. In phase 2, I fly over Scarlet Ionia and she manages to avoid most of my second Ghost Flame. As she's recovering from another bloom, I swoop in for the kill, and the Deathrite bird earns its spot as the most unfair enemy I have ever played as. If you enjoyed this video, then you won't believe what happens at the end of this one. Guess you're just gonna have to click it to find out.